Ja, herzlich willkommen zur neuen Ausgabe SI Talk. Bin in Vancouver. Neben mir ist Ximen. Ximen muss gleich einen Conflict of Interest sagen. Ich bin Aktionär des Unternehmens. Deswegen, Sie wissen, was das heißt. Und ja, wir haben vor ein paar Jahren mit Chris Anderson ein Interview geführt und es war dann relativ lange Zeit ruhig. Die Aktie ist auch nach unten gekommen, wie es in jedem Gold-Companies eigentlich und Silber-Companies gegangen ist. Könnte jetzt aber vor einem großen Revival stehen, weil das Projekt, was sie haben, ist wirklich erstklassig. Und ja, jetzt kommen wir darauf an, wie die Zahlen und was sie dementsprechend machen, was da hinten nachher passiert. Chris, thank you to have time for me, and it's a long time ago. And I must say to the people, I have a conflict of interest. I'm a shareholder too.
Yes.
So our last interview was 2-3 years ago, and for sure that was not the best time to be in the gold market. It was a terrible time, and the share price coming down,
Yes.
like all other companies also. But you have a really great project.
Yes.
And I believe really strongly on this project, and so maybe you can just fill in what you're doing in the last few years on the project, but, and this is much more important, what you will do in the
Correct.
future.
Okay. I think your timing is fantastic, Joe.
I think too.
Yeah. If you take a look at our last year, we rounded up enough money in December, and when it was hard, we paid everything off, so we own everything 100% now. We have 3 assets in the company. One's called Gold Drop, one's called Treasure Mountain, and one's called the Brett. And the Brett's the key project. What we did was we made a decision that we were going to focus solely on the Brett. It's one of the largest epithermal discoveries in southern BC, yet unmined. It's had $30 million some odd dollars spent on it. It's had a bulk sample done, processed at Tech Kamenko's facility at Trail, and it's had lots of 12,000 meters of diamond drilling, 3,000 meters of RC drilling. We spent a couple $1 million on it in 2014, and we just recently finished doing a drill program now, and we've done about 2,400 meters to date. That news hasn't even hit the market yet. So we're currently getting all those assays in, and we expect those to come out shortly, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. Fundamentally, if you take a look at our chart, you can see over the last year it's been fantastic step-ups. We're going in the right way. We've been cleaning up the balance sheet on the company as well. We decided that in the focusing on the main asset, the Brett, what we would do is we'd spin off our other 2 assets. So we've done and concluded a deal with a company now it's called GGX, on the Gold Drop asset. That asset is encompassed with Kinross. They're around it on all sides exploring. Ximen is in charge of the exploration program. We have a admin fee for administrating that. We've already received $150,000 payment for year 1, so we're going to get our $1 million back that we spent. They're going to spend another $1 million on the project, and we get cash and stock in their company. Right. So I have a cert here now that they've paid us for 1 million shares as well. They're trading around 30 cents right now. Right. Okay. So that's good way for us to keep our doors open. Our second project, the Treasure Mountain, that's completely surrounding another project formerly called Huldra Silver, which is now called the Nicola. So we basically own the district around that project, and we're in the midst of doing a due diligence agreement with another company on that, and that project's going to be rolled out again. We'll get cash and stock and payments, the same structure that we did with the Gold Drop, and we're very close to finalizing that. This summer, what we did was we went back and looked. In 2014, we did a big regional play. We discovered we were on a Graben-Bering fault. We went out and staked and assembled the whole district. So we feel that we're sitting in control of a new gold district, much like the Republic District in Washington, where you get several high-grade gold mines. The only reason why all the excitement has been around the main shear, which they call the main shear, which is just one of many shears, but the main shear, is because it was the only thing that was exposed. 2014, we found that there's lots of other opportunities within the project. It needs a big exploration program. But the markets, the way they were and everything, this year what we decided to do is, because there's already been 180 diamond drill holes into this one structure, there's already been a 1,700-foot drift put in there and a bulk sample. I mean, they've got, on the processing, they got 96% recovery. They got 1 ounce gold, 2 ounces silver. So what we did was we brought in a gentleman that's Mohan Vamiri, and Mohan was involved in in Pretium and the Bruce Jack project. He's a structural geologist specializing in epithermals. And we had him assist us in designing the drill program for Ximen this year. And what we were looking for was the high-grade mineralized chutes that were coming through that system. So we set up a program when we've been working on that since mid-July. We just wrapped all that up. What we're doing now, we've extended our permits for another 2 years. We just got approval from the department for that. And we're looking at waiting till those assays come back, and then we would like to see where we set up from there.
When you say high-grade ore shoots, what is the definition of high-grade in your...
Anything over 6 grams. Okay. This project, though, has had multiple intersections with half-ounce material, right? It's had, they did down dip. They did a diamond drill hole, 55 feet of 1 ounce. The original hole that was drilled in there that got a lot of excitement was an RC hole, and it was 235 feet of 2 ounce. It just shows that when you're looking at this project, at the drilling that's been done in the past, there's about 80% of the holes hit VG. Lots of visible gold. Nobody did structural interpretation on this one structure, and so that's why we brought in a structural geologist that's had success at unlocking these situations. And so we feel that what he did was he took all the drilling that was done in previous years, all the way back to 1980, and he hand sketched them all out. He hand projected everything, not computer modeling. He hand projected everything. Then he went over all the drill core, all the photographed drill core, and looked at all the mineralized structure. Then he hand chose where we were going to drill so that we could hit what we were looking at, these bonanza chutes that come up. And that's what we were targeting, because those are the areas that we want to go in. And there's already a drift put in there that's in that under that structure. And we're hoping at looking at maybe doing something in there in a bulk sample down the road should it pan out. There's also a pit there that's been done where they did the original bulk sample. And we're looking at doing a redesign on that pit. And we might be taking some ore out of that as well, but we want to do a redesign on the pit. And we brought on some engineering expertise with the company as well.
Do you have all the permitting that you can do also this pit redesign and bulk samples or something?
We're in the process of doing all that. We've been meeting with the department. So we have got all designs all done, and we're submitting all that stuff now. The engineering firm that we brought on, the gentleman that's in charge of that is actually a professor at UBC, and he's put together a small engineering firm with some of the top students that have graduated out of UBC that are fantastic at what's going on the computers with engineering and all the latest technology. And then what we did was we married them up with the engineers that we've had in the field that have had 50 years experience, Al Beat and Alex McPherson. We brought them together so that we could collaborate together to do all the designs. So we're working on designs for the project now. And so we wanted to bring that in. So forward thinking as we're going along here.
But what is the final goal for the company? Is it that somebody take off the whole project and take over, for example, the company, or do you think that you can bring it in production by yourself, or what is the...
Well, 2 of the gentlemen that are working with us now did all the original work in there. They did the original drift. And, we want to look at whatever opportunity is the best opportunity to make money for ourselves and the shareholders. So we'll evaluate that as we're going along. What we wanted to do now is we've gone out and done a big regional cursory look, and we've assembled that land package. We've got 200 square kilometers that we own. It's under our camp. We wanted to go in and focus on where all that high grade was done and see what could be defined there for a potential resource, perhaps for a bulk sample and moving forward. And then what we want to do is we want to go out and do a big regional exploration program, provided the market is in favor and we can raise the money to do so, right? Because much like the Republic District, this could show many opportunities for small gold mines within that district. Our job is just to take it as far as we can. We do have some mining expertise around us. Should the opportunity come forward to do that, we could. The 2 gentlemen that are working with us, Alex and Al, they've done several bulk samples here in the province, and so we do have that expertise within the company fold. And now we have the proper mining engineering team that can do all the regulatory requirements for the drafting and documents which we'll have done here shortly, and we can release to the public.
When the public can expect the first drill results? When?
Probably very quickly, because we've wrapped things up and assays have been coming in now. So we're going to have everything probably done up within the next couple of weeks, and we'll probably be releasing news releases after that.
Financial structure of the company. How much money you have at the moment in the bank, and when you think you need the next financing round? Financing is always an issue.
It is always an issue.
It's not now much better, and the people looking also for interesting thing, and it's help when you have good drill results, share price is higher, and help everybody that he can or the company can finance. So what is the financial structure? Situation?
So there's two things going on there. We did a financing in the summer, and we raised a small amount of money. We paid our drilling off, and then we announced a financing a couple of weeks ago. I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago, and so we're probably just about to close on that $700,000. So we'll have some working capital in the till. As I said to you, we also have some tradable securities, and we've got some cash payments that have been coming in. So we're pretty happy with our position right now. We don't, that big bulk of work that we did on the drilling is all done and paid for. So now we're just working on getting the engineering stuff done and our permitting process and getting ready for next year.
Okay.
So I think we're okay for right now. I don't think we need to raise any more money right at the moment.
Yeah, but if you think, especially from next year, that you will do drilling again, or maybe in some other areas you need money to do this.
Absolutely, you're correct. Yeah. So we'll take a look at that once we get all the assays in and see where we are and finalize our plans, and then we'll come back to the market and see what we're going to do.
Chris, I think this was a great update. Ja, das war ein Update von, ich sage immer Ximen, es heißt aber Ximen. Interessant ist, in ein paar Wochen kommen die Bohrergebnisse raus. Also ich hoffe, dass ich das Interview rechtzeitig noch auf den Markt bringen kann. Ich glaube, also das Projekt selber ist extrem gut. Sie haben ja auch Ihre 2 anderen Projekte, beginnen Sie jetzt gerade, dass Sie, das eine Projekt haben Sie schon über ein Joint Venture abgegeben, da kommt Cash Payment rein, plus aber auch Aktien, das heißt, Sie machen administrative Arbeiten davon. Beim zweiten Projekt ist auch ein Ding und Sie konzentrieren sich alles auf dieses Brett-Projekt. Und das Brett-Projekt ist sehr, sehr gut, also überhaupt kein Thema, das habe ich auch mit anderen Geologen gesprochen, das ist ein erstklassiges Projekt und das gehört jetzt einfach exekutiert. Und die Bohrergebnisse bin ich jetzt sehr gespannt und die sollen in den nächsten Tagen, Wochen kommen, deswegen werde ich relativ schnell versuchen, das Interview online zu bringen und da könnte es dann wirklich spannend sein, wo uns diese Ergebnisse hinführen können und nachdem ich auch Aktionär bin, hoffe ich, dass die dementsprechenden Ergebnisse gut ist. Was ist für ihn High Grade? High Grade sind für ihn 6 Gramm pro Tonne. Das ist sicher schon eine sehr gute Zahl, wobei er gesagt hat, es hat einfach Bereiche gegeben, wo über eine Unze, also über 30 Gramm pro Tonne drinnen waren. Auf die Ergebnisse schauen wir natürlich und da werden wir sehen, was dementsprechend rauskommt. Das war's von Ximen und mir in Vancouver, Oktober 2016. Tschüss.